You know, I was just looking at a video. I forgot. I can't think of the sister name, but she had a snippet of Dennis Sperling basically having a discussion. This wasn't even really a debate, really, because this chick that he was talking to, this divested chick, was a bit on the special ed side. You know, she was a bit on the special ed side. So he debated this Confederate flag mask wearing chick, who basically was trying to. She's one of these divestors and swirlers, basically using all the same talking points of most divesting chicks on the reasons why they should get with Brad, don't mess with no black men. The same as running the mill talking points that black men don't take care of their kids. They this and that. They bad fathers. When we all got surveys showing that black men are some of the best fathers in the United States. It's surveys and statistics that talk about that. But anyway, in the mind of the swirling and divested chick, they gotta have every reason to hate black men. Now, me personally, I think it's a deep-seated problem that a lot of them have with themselves. That I'm gonna tell you the reasons why a lot of these women wasn't getting picked by black men, especially in high school. They was the eyeball ugly duckling in high school, and they wasn't getting picked by black men. So all the ones that was picking them was the nerdy white dudes. So these chicks, a lot of these black chicks got kind of mad at these brothers because these brothers was probably on the basketball team, football team, and they was dating all the Beckys. And they didn't date them because at that time these chicks was probably ugly ducklings. If you go and look at a lot of these swirling and divestment chicks, including one Kristen Cousin said the same thing as well, that she wasn't picked by she wasn't picked in high school by the athlete. By the athletes, it's always either the light-skinned girl or the white girl or the Hispanic girl getting picked over her. So a lot of if you go look at the background of most of these swirler chicks, a lot of them was, ugly ducklings in school, and they wasn't picked by nobody but the little nerdy white dudes or little dusty white dudes. And this what you get after. So they have a lot of. This is what you would get out of this whole thing. So these chicks will have a lot of vitriol against black men, and hatred for black men, and envy black men. But also, the divestment chicks have a hatred and enviness of white women. Yes, the divester has a deep hatred of white women and white womanhood, because if you pay attention, most of these black women that's divested swirling, they'll always say white women are lucky because they are appreciated, and white men actually care about them, and they don't see what white men is giving them, and don't appreciate what white men is giving them. Now these Keshas, they actually have an envy, a love-hate relationship with Becky. They hate Becky because in their mind, they think that they should be able to take Becky's place and get the same treatment from Brad that Becky get. So they have the swirling and divesting chicks have a deep-seated hatred for Becky, because not only Becky getting preferential treatment amongst her group of men, but from black men as well. And to the divesting Keshas, this is why the divesting Keshas have a problem with Becky. That's why they try to talk with the Valley Girl accent and all that shit. If you listen to Most of these swirling and divestment chicks, they always talk with this damn old ass valley girl accent, and they be grown ass women. These be grown ass women sounding like they some valley girls and shit. Like, white chicks don't even talk like that no more in California. But you'll have these black chicks with that valley girl accent, that outdated ass valley girl lingo that white girls don't even talk no more. The white girls trying to sound like the hood black chicks. But you'll still have these Keshias up here trying to talk like a valley girl with this valley girl accent. They need to stop. They sound ridiculous. But they make themselves look bad. And I'm glad Crimson Cure got a video coming out showing you how all these white guys getting tired of black women putting them on a pedestal like that because of a lot of white men starting to see this as a problem. A lot of these white men don't want that kind of attention on them like that, because now they starting to see this shit, and the white guys are starting to see this shit. And a lot of these white guys don't like that kind of attention brought to them. So now you got the white guys saying, wait a minute, Keshia, don't bring this kind of heat to me. I don't want this. I don't want to have nothing to do with this divesting, swirling shit that y'all on. You got a lot of white guys that are coming out and saying they don't want to have nothing to do with that shit. So now that you got that, now and then on top of that, you got them having a hatred for Tyrone. Now these Keshias just getting really outrageous now, because Brad said, look, I don't want to have nothing to do with this swirling and divesting movement shit you got going on. These white guys are telling these black women this shit, they're getting tired of it. They don't want to have nothing to do with that. So a lot of these white guys are going to be avoiding black women if black women come to them talking about this divesting and swirling shit. A lot of white guys getting tired of that shit, which I already knew this shit was going to happen. Eventually, I said this shit going to come to the head where these white guys going to start to see this shit. And then these white guys got all these black women trying to divest and swirl and talking about, wait a minute, this and that. So they know what it is. Becky is looking at that shit. Becky sees what's going on, and these white guys are like, wait a minute, we don't want to have nothing to do with that divesting and swirling shit. Because, like I said in many a video, Becky sees what's going on. The Becky that actually are into her own group of men starting to see this divesting and swirling shit. But see, this is what Keshia don't understand. All Becky has to do is see that white man you with, flooding her blonde hair and her blue eyes at him, and just say any kind of word that turn that white dude on. He gonna leave your black ass, Keshia. He gonna leave your black ass while you up there chasing after him to divest. All Becky has to do is flip her hair. That is her blonde hair. It's her blonde hair. All she had to do is flip that shit in front of her, bare her eyes, and say something to Brad, and Brad gonna leave your ass for Becky. I seen this shit done before, where you had Brad's with Becky's and Brad's with Keshia's, and Becky came to him and said something to him, and he kicked Keshia to the curb for Becky. But I digress.